Hi everybody, my name is Jessie and I do perfume reviews in ASMR format. So if you enjoy perfume and also ASMR, you are in a good place for today's video. Alright, so I'm doing a review of Issey Miyake's Pleats, Please, Low. So this is the Low flanker, as in L'Eao. The original Pleats Please is, I believe, in a pink bottle, like a warm, the liquid's like a warm pink color, but same kind of like little pleat at the top. Whereas this one, as you can see, the liquid is green, but it's got pink writing and it's got this little pleat. I don't know like where the here's the box. I don't know where the idea behind this name came from. Pleats, please. I haven't really like tried to look into it, but if any of you know, put it in the comments. And I'm like assuming it's like pleats. I don't know, it looks almost like a tassel to me. Like, you know how there's like little tassels on furniture or clothing. Kind of looks like that. So I don't know the story. But it's called Pleats Please Low. So this fragrance, this is a green, fresh green rose fragrance, so we'll get into that more in a minute. As always, I did try to dress on theme. I have this light green t-shirt and these kind of like pink rose earrings. I think they're like peony, technically, peony rose, something like that. So that's the look for today. And later in the video, I will also touch on the other two Issey Miyake fragrances I own, which are Issey Miyake Drop d'Issey, the original, and this is Issey Miyake Drop d'Issey Eau Fraîche. That's one of the flankers. So I'll touch on these, which are in my collection. And this one is in my collection, but I decanted it into a smaller bottle, like really small, like I think it's 10 ml bottle, which honestly this will last me for years because I've got so many fragrances that unless I wore this for a month straight or whatever, like it's gonna be fine. And I just did not feel like I needed the full bottle, partially because I have another fragrance that it really reminds me of that I'll also touch on in the video. Okay, so let's go ahead and get on Fragrantica.com and I will read to you the main accords that we have listed. Okay, so we have main accords of rose, woody, musky, citrus, white floral, powdery, patchouli, fresh, and soft spicy. And as I'm saying this, I realize I forgot to spray it, which is kind of important to smell it. I know what it smells like very well, but I would like to smell it here for you all. So this is the Willow Catkin Fairy. Anyway, so oops. Okay, spraying it. Oh, so pretty. This is such a pretty rose fragrance. It's very like modern, fresh rose. So yeah, first impression. Oh, it's so beautiful. Modern, fresh, musky, very bright, but in a softened way. Yeah, it has very much like a brightness and a bit of like a soapiness to it, like very clean, squeaky clean kind of feel, but also it's like so softened up with like musk, and it's just really nice. Like, I could not recommend this more, honestly, for people who are into rose and like this kind of scent profile. I think it's only like $26 online or something, so really beautiful. Okay, so anyway, those main accords, rose, woody, musky, citrus, white floral, etc. Yeah, I'm definitely getting rose. I don't remember what the woods are in here, maybe cedar. I wouldn't put woody as the second main accord. It's a very like kind of powdery, like subtle woods, whatever is in here. It's not like dense woody. So I would say like rose, citrus, musky. Those are kind of the main accords that I'm getting. A little bit of rose. Yeah, so pretty. Okay, next let's go ahead and look at the notes that we have listed. And I don't remember all of them, so I'm always excited to kind of look at these again. Okay, so for our top notes, we just have one note, and it is wild rose. Wild rose, I definitely get rose throughout this fragrance. Yeah, it's a rose scent, a very clean, modern, dewy rose. Is a bit musky, a touch powdery, but to me comes off as very modern, even though it still has that kind of like soapy, vintage touch to it, but I would say this is very much a modern rose feel. Okay, and then for our middle notes, we've got 3 middle notes. They are neroli, Bulgarian rose, and pink pepper. I definitely get neroli in here. It gives it a freshness, a bit of a greenness for sure. So like a fresh green citrus, and it just pairs so nicely. Of course, there's rose. I get that again. I don't get a whole lot of the pink pepper. It's subtle. If I didn't know it was there, I wouldn't detect it. So I'm not really getting a whole lot of pink pepper. Okay, and then lastly, for our base notes, we've got 3 base notes. They are white musk, cedar, and patchouli. I definitely get a lot of white musk, very much, really nice, really rounds out everything in this fragrance. I get a little bit of cedar, but again, it's not a cedar bomb. And I get a little bit of patchouli, but it's not a patchouli bomb. I think the cedar and patchouli and perhaps the pink pepper just add a nice something to the base, you know. So yeah, really pretty. And if I were to rank what I'm getting, I get the rose. I don't know like what order to put these 3, but I mostly get the rose, neroli, and musk, followed by a little touch of cedar, patchouli, and then somewhere in there pink pepper, but it's not standing out to me personally. Other people say they mostly get neroli, very closely followed by rose, musk, cedar, pink pepper, patchouli. So that's about what I would say as well. But definitely it's a rose, neroli, musk fragrance. Yeah, so let's go ahead and take a detour as we do, and I will tell you about my other Issey Miyake fragrances before we come back and finish up here. But you know, actually before I do that, the fragrance that I got in my collection recently that that smells fairly similar, and the reason that I didn't want to keep both of these bottles is this one. This is Mizensir's Edition de Veronique, and yeah, really beautiful bottle, and also such a beautiful fragrance. And honestly, like, I don't know that I could tell you that I like one of these better. They're both so pretty. I think I might have chosen to keep this one because it's a lot more expensive, and so it has more resale value. It honestly might have come down to that. I need to like kind of clean up the label. It's tarnished a bit. I'm sure there's a way I can clean that. But anyway, just real quickly, I'll tell you the notes on this. It's fairly similar. Well, not totally. But anyway, it has rose and musk. So again, a lot of rose and musk comes off as very like clean, soapy. And then there's also jasmine and iris in here. as well as juniper and amberwood. So what makes this one green is the juniper note. So it comes across a little bit more like, yeah, evergreen tree, but subtle. It's just so pretty. It really does smell like a beautiful bar of rose soap. Very clean, like you just washed your body and then you maybe stepped out in nature, something like that. So yeah, I really love both of these, and they're fairly similar, but they're not at all dupes. They're just cousins. They're in the same realm, I would say. So yeah, that's Mizensir's edition de Veronique. And then the back to the other Issey Miyake fragrances that I own. This is Issey Miyake's A Drop to Issey. It's in this little like drop bottle, almost like a raindrop. I actually really like these. I just don't like that they can't stand on their own, so you have to like prop them. But anyway, this one, the first in the line, this is a very unique, beautiful fragrance. This is a lactonic lilac with a little bit of like warm spiciness. So there's lilac, there's almond milk, which definitely adds like a bit of a creamy, nutty vibe. There's some other florals in here like rose, jasmine, orange blossom. Then there's solar notes, so kind of just like makes it like warm and happy. There's also star anise, vanilla, and ambroxan. All of that warms it up a bit, gives it like a nice warm feel, because otherwise you could think lilac is like a bit of like a cool tone. And then there's quite a bit of musk in here. So yeah, it's like a warm, slightly sweet, very powdery lactonic lilac. And honestly, this is my only lilac fragrance that I have in my collection. I might have like one or two others with a note of lilac. I don't even know if I do, but it's not the main note. This is my only lilac fragrance, but I love it. I love this fragrance. I could not recommend it more. I don't think it's a safe blind buy because lilac doesn't sit well with everyone, and powdery fragrances don't sit well with everyone, and this is definitely powdery, but I love it. And even though it has like a vintage feel to it, it still comes across as very modern and yeah, just something you wouldn't have smelled, I think, in the past. Okay, and then on to this flanker, Issey Miyake's Drop to Issey Eau de Parfum Fresh, I believe, or Eau Fresh, smaller size. And yeah, very cute bottle. This one also kind of has that like water drop vibe, but in a different, well, honestly, this one was more like a drop of sun, if I'm being honest. This one's like a drop of rain. And yeah, it does have like an aquatic kind of rain petrichor feel. It has rain notes as well as watery notes. So it has that kind of like dewy, it's just rained vibe. It also has lilac, so I lied. This is the second lilac fragrance I have in my collection. But it's not as lilac-y, I would say, as the first, but you still get that lilac. There's also a lot of like kind of molecular type musks in the base. There's Ambrox Super, Dreamwood, and Virginia Cedar. So you got this like very musky, kind of woody base. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I'm still getting over a cold. It's been like a month. It's just like left my voice very like, anyway, this is like fresh and aquatic, but all of those musky notes kind of warm it up. Something about those like woody molecular notes almost warm it up too. So neither of these are like super cool tone. They have a bit of warmth to me at least. Okay, I hear my daughter crying, so I'm gonna finish up super fast. This fragrance, back to the original, Pleats Please Low, was launched in 2013 and it has a rating of 3.9 out of 5. So that's pretty good, and it's been around for a bit, but nothing to write home about according to Fragrantica. And let's just read a couple reviews. Somebody says this is a green, fresh rose, grassy and earthy. If that's your vibe, you'll love this, but it's not something I find wearable. Somebody else says, smells very 1990s, 2000s, aquatic, floral, but a little sour, unisex, feminine leaning, generic, something Bath and Body Works about it. Orange sapphire into the wild, just not for me. I don't know, I haven't smelled much else like this personally, so. Somebody says, Pleats Please Low is my favorite green scent on me. The rose is subtle and the fresh greens and whites florals predominate. I'm unable to wear many green and white floral scents. They go on too sharp and remain that way, even after the dry down. But Pleats Please Low stays fresh and gentle. My skin does best with spicy warm scents, so I'm glad I found a fresh one that works for me. Okay, everybody, so that is my review of Issey Miyake's Pleats Please Low. I hope you all enjoyed. I'm sending you all peace, love, beauty, and harmony. And I'll catch you again in another video soon. Okay, bye.